Welcome students. In this video we will discuss about national development. Different persons, they can have different notions for development, and these notions can be conflicting, and these notions about when it comes to country, so about country's development, the notions they are conflicting sometimes. So how we can compare different countries or states? Generally, one of the important characteristics of persons and countries which we take to compare is based on the income. So for comparing countries, the income is considered to be one of the most important characteristic or attribute. Countries which have high income, that is high per capita income, are considered to be more developed than others with less income. The income of the countries, and basically it is the income of all the residents of the country, is considered for the same, and this income of all the residents of the country is known as the total income or the national income of the country. So for comparison between countries, national income is taken. Hence, to compare the level of development of countries, the income is considered, and the average income, which is the country's total income divided by the total population, that is the per capita income, is considered to be an important attribute. In World Development Report issued by the World Bank, countries with per capita income of $12736 per annum, that is 12,736 US dollars per annum and above, are called rich countries, whereas countries having per capita income of $1570 or less are called low income countries, and the countries lying between these two slabs, that is earning more than 1570 US dollars and less than 12,736 US dollars, are the medieval countries or middle world countries, that is the developing countries. India comes in the category of low middle income countries because the per capita income, according to 2013 stats, it was just $1570 per person. Apart from income, the other criteria which is considered is the standard of living and the human development index, the public facilities. So we have different states within the country like Maharashtra, Kerala, Bihar. So Maharashtra has the highest per capita income and Bihar is at the bottom. So if the per capita income is to be used as a measure of development, that it will be right to say that Maharashtra is considered the most developed state of the three states of Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar. Now, after all this discussion, we can come to know some of the terms which we will now understand, or we should understand, are that is development. What is development? After this discussion, we can say that the growth of economy along with the improvement in the quality of life of people, which include health, education, etc., is considered and called growth. Per capita income is the average income obtained as the ratio between the national income and the population of a country. And what is national income? It is the money value of all the final goods and services which are produced by the normal residents or the working population of a country within a year. So As we discussed earlier, Human Development Index. It is a composite index which is prepared by UN Development Program UNDP by taking the help of its annual Human Development Report, which is published every year. The major parameters include the longevity of life, that is the life expectancy rate, the literacy level, and per capita income. These three are used to measure the development of the countries. World countries are ranked according to this as very highly developed countries, high developed countries, medium developed countries, and low developed countries. Now some of the parameters, like I told, the longevity of life. In this we include IMR, that is infant mortality rate, NAR, that is net attendance ratio, and BMI, that is body mass index. So what is IMR, that is infant mortality rate? It is the number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1000 live births in that particular year. That is the number of children below 1 year of age, number of deaths of children below 1 year of age, divided by 1000 into 100 will give us the IMR, that is infant mortality rate. Then we have the literacy rate. It is the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group, that is children above 7 years of age. The number of children above 7 years of age divided by total population gives us the literacy rate. Then we have the net attendance ratio, that is the total number of children belonging to age group 6 to 10 years who are attending the school as a percentage of total number of children. That is number of children between the age group of 6 to 10 years attending the school divided by the total number of children in the country in the same 6 to 10 years age group. This ratio when multiplied by 100 gives the net attendance ratio. Then we have the body mass index. It is a better way to find if the population is undernourished or well nourished. So to find out if the adults are undernourished, the body mass index is calculated. How we calculate the body mass index? We divide the weight of a person by the square of the height. If the BMI is less than 18.5, then the person is considered undernourished, and if it is more than 25, then the person is overweight. Then we have sustainable development, a development which can be brought without hampering and deteriorating the environment, a process, especially a developmental process that satisfies the present needs without compromising the needs of the future generation. This is what we have. Like the resources, as warned by scientists, that the resources very soon will be depleted. Hence, the resources are replenished by nature, as in case of crops and plants. In case of groundwater, if we start using more than what is being replenished by nature, by rain, then we will be overusing this resource. So environmental degradation, the consequence will be the national or state calamities, the issues which are no longer restricted to our region, and these issues may not be related to nation. They are not nation specific issues. In fact, sustainable development is the issue which is specific to the mankind. So sustainability of development is comparatively a new area of knowledge in which the philosophers, the scientists, the economists, in fact all the living population, all the humans are working together to bring about sustainable development. That's all we have in this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.